Well, thank you so much for inviting us, dear Margaret. It's our honor to be here and spend this time with all of you. We're going to share some music and prayers from the Baha'i writings, and I'll be sharing 5 pieces today, 3 videos and 2 live chants. And we would like to have 10 seconds of silence after each prayer. And we welcome friends to share any reflections in the chat or to stay silent, however you wish. So, for today's musical meditation, we wanted to focus on the theme of light for the world. So, Terry will start us off by sharing some thoughts.
Thanks, Elika, and thanks, Margaret, for inviting us. And thanks to all the friends who've joined. And I just noticed that my sister Kiki joined, so special welcome to her. So the first musical selection that Elika will be sharing with us in a minute is called Light for the World. And the phrase comes from a passage in one of the Baha'i writings. And as we were sort of thinking about today's sharing, and we were thinking of this phrase of light for the world, and it just seemed so appropriate. And as Margaret was saying, that this space is to hold everybody in love and light. And we just felt that the world at present is in tremendous need of light, in illumination. There's so many challenges and conflicts and contention. And so I think the world at large, and I'm sure all of us personally, would benefit from more light. And so that was the thinking behind today's topic. And with that, I'll hand it back to Elika.
So, as Terry mentioned, the first piece is titled Light for the World. I chose several quotations that inspired me from the Baha'i writings, from Abdul Baha, who was the son of Baha'u'llah, and decided to create a video with the words of Abdul Baha displayed on the screen and accompanied by an instrumental piano piece. So I'd like to read one of the quotations revealed by Abdul Baha that I felt is so pertinent to the time we live in right now. Abdul Baha says, "Be ye a refuge to the helpless, and a treasury for the poor, and a cure for the ailing. Be ye the helpers of every victim of oppression, the patrons of the disadvantaged. Think ye at all times of rendering some service to every member of the human race." Next, I would like to chant a prayer for you titled Rely Upon God. This prayer is one that I sing often as it brings me a lot of joy and solace, especially in times of difficulty. And it also allows me to refocus my mind on relying on God and trusting in Him rather than focusing on fear or doubt. And my favorite part of this prayer is when Abdul Baha writes, He verily turneth trouble into ease, and sorrow into solace, and toil into utter peace. Rely upon God, trust in Him, praise Him and call Him continually to mind. He verily turneth trouble into ease, and sorrow into solace, and toil into utter peace. He verily hath dominion over all things. He verily hath dominion over all things. The next piece, titled Seek None Other, is from the uplifting writings of Baha'u'llah, a book called The Hidden Words. And these are short meditational passages that Baha'u'llah wrote. But even though they're short, they have such depth of meaning within each one of them. So this hidden word encourages us to seek connection with God above everything else in our lives. To truly experience the beauty of the divine, we need to let go of worldly distractions and focus on the spirit. True joy comes from fully aligning our will with the will of God. And I was blessed to sing this piece with my talented friend called Syria. I remember when I heard her voice, she was 18, and she has this beautiful silky texture to her voice. And I thought, oh my gosh, I must record her. So you'll hear her voice featured on this piece. I hope you enjoy it. The next chant is a prayer by the Bab called I Adjure Thee. And this prayer is on the theme of tests and difficulties. The Bab was one of the twin prophet founders of the Baha'i faith. So when I was visiting the Baha'i World Center a number of years ago, I was praying in the shrine of the Bab. And as I was saying this particular prayer, I heard a melody in my head. And in that moment, one wants to capture that melody because I was afraid I would forget it. Creativity comes and goes if you don't capture it. So in that moment, I quickly and as reverently as I could, left the Shrine of the Bab and sat on the beautiful terraces overlooking the Bay of Haifa. And I managed to record this melody so that I wouldn't forget. So I will have a guest singer with me today. My dear husband will be singing with me for the first time publicly, so I'm very excited
The world premiere.
for this opportunity. So thank you, Margaret, for giving us this chance to do this together. So this song is a call and response. So what that means is I will sing a short part of the prayer and Tarry will echo that prayer and we'll go back and forth. You're most welcome to join when Tarry sings his part. Since you're on mute, I won't be able to hear your beautiful voices, but please feel free anyway to sing if you would like to join Tarry with his part. So this is how it goes. I adjure thee
I adjure thee
by thy might,
by thy might,
oh my God.
O my God.
I adjure thee
I adjure thee
by thy might,
by thy might,
oh my God.
O my God.
Let no harm beset me in times of test,
Let no harm beset me in times of test,
and in moments of heedlessness.
and in moments of heedlessness.
Guide my steps aright
Guide my steps aright
through thine inspiration.
through thine inspiration.
Guide my steps aright
Guide my steps aright
through thine inspiration.
through thine inspiration.
Now we're going to sing that last part together.
Guide my steps aright through thine inspiration. Guide my steps aright through thine inspiration.
Thank you so much. I could see your mouths moving. So thank you so much for joining. I wish I could have heard your voices. Maybe Zoom will come up with something soon so that we can hear each other.
So the next piece is entitled My Light and My Glory. And the passage that this title comes from is from a writing from Baha'u'llah. When Elika and I were reflecting on it at one point, we were thinking about this image and thinking how the love of God is like the sun. It shines upon everyone and everything without distinction. But in order to reflect that light, we need to do certain things. We need to turn towards the source of the light, but then we also need to polish the mirrors of our hearts in order to reflect it as much as possible. And so we were thinking, what are some of the things that might be the dust on our heart? And whether that's greed or fear or prejudice or any one of a number of sort of worldly distractions that take us away from what our true purpose in life is. And so we thought it would just be a wonderful meditation to share this beautiful passage that Elika has written called My Light and My Glory.
So when I composed this piece, I chose to emphasize the words, "Thou art my light, thou art my glory." You'll hear that near the end of the song, and it's repeated over and over again with many harmonious voices in the hopes that we would internalize that we are filled with his light and that we are filled with his glory always. And I remember recording this part of the song. I was so moved by singing all the different melodies and layering them on top of each other. So I hope you enjoy the piece. Thou art my dominion, and my dominion perishes not. Wherefore fearest thou thy perishing? Thou art my light, and my light shall never be extinguished. Thou art my light, and my light shall never be extinguished. Why dost thou dread extinction? Thou art my glory, and my glory fadeth not. Thou art my robe, and my robe shall never be outworn. Abide then in thy love for me, that thou mayest find me in the realm of glory. Abide then in thy love for me, that thou mayest find me in the realm of glory. Thou art my dominion, and my dominion perishes not. Wherefore fearest thou thy perishing? Thou art my light, thou art my glory. Thou art my light, thou art my glory. Thou art my light,
I just want to add my word of gratitude to everyone else's in the chat as well. What a reflection of divine light and love the two of you are in this world. So very grateful that you have shared your gifts with us in this space. And I hope every one of you here will take that and radiate that into the world now. Share the gifts they have given us. Share it with everyone you meet and plant it deeply in your heart. These are precious, precious gifts you offer us. And we are so honored to welcome you and all of you into this space. I cannot say enough how important I feel a space like this is, where we can come together across our traditions, across the world, to be together for moments of love and light. I cannot help but think that this is the most important thing we can do right now in this world. Please carry this forward. I'm so grateful to you all. Thank you, Elika and Tarry, for these gifts.
Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you for all your service, the wonderful service you're doing, dear Margaret. We're very appreciative of everything that you're doing. And thanks again for everyone. Love you dearly.
So
And so
much.
grateful that you're